Why is my monitor not turning on? Hi guys, I am back with another video that I am really excited for. But first, if you don't already know me, my name is Kate and I am the owner of a small crochet business called My Crochet Corner UK, which is my life, my soul, my everything. I love this business so much, and I feel blessed every day that I get to do this as my part-time side job. I just love it so much. Today's video is an exciting one. You guys absolutely loved my mushroom guy video. Thank you so much for all the love on that. Thank you, Edward, for the brilliant editing. Today we're making another single plushie in one video. We are making the Little Will dragon pattern by Loops and Knots Crochet. I will double check that. But we are making her Little Will pattern because a few months ago she released it as a free tutorial on YouTube. So you guys can go ahead and access this video as well. Make a Little Will with me. I've been waiting and waiting until I had a time when I had done all my orders to sit down and film some videos, make some new plushies, and the time is here. So we're going to make Little Will. I was supposed to start this morning, but I had to get out my Etsy orders and wash my hair, have some lunch, tidy up, although it doesn't look like I've tidied because I kind of stopped halfway. It's now the afternoon. I think we can still make this whole plushie this afternoon, so we're going to be fine. But I really want to use this yarn. This is the King Cole Yumtastic yarn in, I'm pretty sure this is Licorice Swirl. And it's this beautiful yarn, black chenille, that has like these twists of colour in. I also have the white one, and I've used the white one previously on some fairy wings. But I've only got this one skein of this yarn. I just randomly picked it up one day in store, like, I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I will eventually, and I feel this is the moment. But I don't even know if this is going to be enough. And when I looked online, it's sold out everywhere. So we're going to start with this. We can definitely obviously use a plain black, and I think we might end up using plain black chenille for like the legs and stuff because they're sewn on afterwards, and maybe the end of the tail. But I think we're going to be okay. We're going to make this work and we'll see how far we get. I'm also super excited because I bought this fur yarn. It's called Pretty Jolly. It was pretty expensive, let me tell you. This is a 50-gram skein. I got, like, I could only buy it as like a pack of, I think, 4, so it was like 200 grams. But I think this might be enough, you know. I really wanted, desperately, a rainbow gradient fur yarn to make the spine of this, because there used to be, I think, a big twist fur yarn that you could get in America that she's used before, and I've seen others use. They don't even make it anymore, and I can't get it in the UK anyway. But I saw it and I was like, I want that. So this was the closest I could find online. So I think these are going to look really cute together. Even though I've picked those, even though I've picked those, there are still a few other colours we need to pick. We are looking in these cubes at my woolen chenilles. They're the types of yarn I'm going to use for this project. So we need a colour for like the toe beans, and then we need the wings, and the wings are actually 2 colours, and obviously that's all we got. This is the white. I did actually think we could use this on the wings. It'd be kind of cute to like be the same but different, maybe. And then maybe actually just like a black trim on that wing could be cute. And then for the toe beans, I'm kind of just thinking like a white. It feels basic, but I think, although this is more of a creamy base, like if you put them next to each other, they're slightly different. That one's a bit more yellow. Or I've got this one, which is even more yellow. I think this one, which I do believe is the mushroom colour, actually. So if these are the colour selections, I think that looks cute. We need more black and more of this if I have it. Okay. Black, easy. I think it's this shade. Yeah. 71, which is what I use on the mushroom. Okay, let's take all of these over there. Have some Pepsi. Okay, so she says it works up in about 4 hours. We're going to put that to the test. You know what? We'll even time it. This pattern calls for 25mm eyes, and I don't know what glitter I want to do. So the options I have, obviously this is what we've got, the black rainbow speckle with the rainbow. I've got 2 black glitters which are almost identical. It looks like one's slightly more fine than the other, so I'd probably use this one over this one. Then I have this like silver holographic. I've got this very fine glitter. Then I've got this, which is kind of fun. It's like a silvery pearly colour with green and pink bits in, which could be kind of fun actually, because I'm thinking black pupils. So maybe black glitter won't show up very well with the black pupils on the black. Like actually I'm thinking black's not a good idea at all. So that could be a shout. I have these glitters which are beautiful. They're like foily almost. They're really pretty. I feel like they could look quite nice. Or I have some fine glitters which we could mix together. I'm thinking maybe this, and we mix in some of these. Not green or pink though, because it's already in here. But maybe we add a bit of blue and purple in. And not this. Or maybe all of them. All of the above. Maybe a little bit of this silver glitter. Right, we've only got to paint 2 eyes, so we don't need anything too drastic going on. So I don't think we want too much, because we're going to kind of mix a couple colours. I always feel a bit like a scientist when I do this. And then we'll just do a little bit. Guys, these are gonna be really pretty, I can just tell. That'll be enough, and if it's more than enough, which it might be, we will paint another pair of eyes and keep them for another time. So, got my cup of glitter, 25 mils. Let's grab them. Here they are. Okay, so, we're just gonna put a bit of resin in here and give it a mix. Need a bit more resin, it's quite chunky glitter this. Oh, it's so pretty, guys. Okay, so let's get painting. So literally all I do is just with this brush, literally just like pop it on the eye and spread it out. This is a very chunky glitter. I don't actually often paint with glitter quite this chunky, so I think we've probably got enough to make another set of eyes actually. I do love when there's a project that you're like really invested in, that you really want to make, and then you go and make the eyes and it's just like, ah. And normally I would back my eyes with black mica powder to help the colours pop, but because it's going to go on to black yarn, I'm not going to bother with that. It will be a added step that's not totally necessary. So, okay, I'm going to come back when the eyes are done. Okay guys, it is now 10 to 4. I don't know if I told you what the time was when I started this, but basically I made the eyes, which we're going to be using for this dragon, and then I said if I had leftover I was going to go ahead and just make some other eyes because I don't want to waste it. Turns out we made more than enough because I was able to make a set of 30mm eyes, 2 sets of 20mm eyes, and a set of 18mm eyes. So maybe a mini drop of this interesting glitter colour coming to my Etsy soon, because we've got like 4 sets of eyes here that we could drop. Anyway, I'm going to put them to the side for now. We're going to get on with our work, with our dragon. I'm excited. So, we're going to be starting with the head, so I'm gonna pop this one onto my yarn spinner. I'm just making sure. Get it on there. And I actually do want to talk to you guys about something. I think I'm going to do it when I get to the body, when I'm doing 5 rounds of just crochet around, because I'll be able to concentrate a bit better. But there is something I'd like to discuss with you guys, and you can let me know your thoughts about said discussion in the comments. Oh, I keep standing on stuff. In the comments when we get to that bit. So I'm going to get a stitch marker. I'm going to get my crochet hook, 5mm as always. These are my gorgeous custom hooks. And I am going to get started. But I'm going to time lapse while I begin. And then I'll join you when we're on that bit that I said about. Okay, girly pops, we're at the 5 round crochet. This is what we have got going on so far. It's kind of hard to see because of the black. I did not think about that. Here it is. It's looking cute, it's looking speckly. So we're on 5 rounds of single crochet round, so I can yabber. Basically, so I'm actually watching this week's, as I'm filming this, the Celestial Homebody YouTube video. I absolutely adore Katie as a crocheter, as a small business owner, as a YouTuber. She is one of my faves, if not my fave. I wait for her videos to come out every week. Charlie knows if Katie's on, he is not talking, like my show is on. So I love her to pieces. I love all of her work. All of her patterns are absolutely beautiful. And I've never had the opportunity to test her patterns before because she always kind of releases them a bit like all of a sudden. There's not really much like, you know, some pattern designers, they like build it up. I'm just getting my kickstand out of my chair so I can cross my legs. They kind of like, ooh, this is coming soon, sneaky peek. Yeah. None of that with Katie. It's bam, here is my absolutely gorgeous piece of art. Do you want to test, basically? And so I just always, whenever she does that, I just am really busy and I'm not able to pattern test. So believe you me, when I saw what I believe is one of the most gorgeous patterns I've seen in a long time appear on my Instagram screen, I was like, gagged. She has created an absolutely beautiful kind of celestial guardian pattern. It's like the keeper of the moons. It is so cute. It's definitely fantasy. It's definitely similar in some ways to all those different like woodland guardian patterns, water guardian patterns that we see on Instagram from the kind of whimsical part of the crochet community. But I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I need to test. So of course I've applied. And I cannot wait. I'm literally like waiting. I'm on Instagram every like few minutes checking if she's picked the testers and if I've been picked, because I really am so desperate to make that pattern. Even if I'm not picked, I will be buying that pattern anyway, but I am so desperate to make it. I would love to be picked. So anyway, I'm watching her video and she's just been talking about something that I think is quite important, and so I think we should talk about it. So I have seen this happen to a few different creators over the past few months, and I think it's becoming much more of an issue in the crochet community. Guys, we never started the timer. It was about 10 to 4, right? It's 10 past 4 now. What a donut. I think we've been going about 20 minutes maybe. Let's call it 15 and we'll start the timer from here. So whatever this says, we'll add 15. What a wally. Okay, start. Right, back to what I was saying. So I've noticed this becoming much more of a thing in this crochet community, which I think is awful and a real shame. But basically, in this video, Katie has been sharing an issue she's had with the kind of tester call of her pattern, which is that another creator, a bigger creator on Instagram, has basically been saying that she's copied another person's design. And basically Katie in this video is talking about like all the differences between these patterns, and when I look at the two patterns, I do not see copying or similarities really. Yes, I see the idea of a guardian and you can only have so many, but I personally think there are so many guardian patterns out there already that are all beautiful in their own way and all like brilliantly crafted, that I don't see that hers is any different to those in the sense of like she has made it her own and she's created her own thing. I do not see a copied pattern at all. I see so many differences. But I just wanted to talk about this kind of fact that like when I joined the crochet community over like about a year ago properly now, I saw the community as a very positive, friendly space where people supported each other, they uplifted each other, they created together. It just was this place on the internet and in the world that was all sunshine and rainbows. And yeah, that's not life, but it was really nice that there was somewhere that was that. And for a lot of people, like, we have to remember, yes, these are our small businesses, and yes, some of us are trying to make livelihoods out of it. Obviously I'm not, but like Katie, for example, is like, it's her whole income stream. So so yes, it is business as well, but for a lot of us, and I think even for those where it is their business, crochet is our safe place and it is our relaxing place and it is our creative space. And unfortunately, I think that it is becoming something, I don't want to say toxic, but is becoming a much more uncomfortable place to exist. And I have seen so many examples in recent months of people dragging others for copying their designs. And yes, some of these people are copying, like, and stealing patterns and all of this, like, and I don't condone that in any way at all. I think that's so wrong. But we have to stop this culture of cancelling or claiming that people are copying. And I think it's been said so many times, and I really don't want to get involved too much, because I'm just merrily on my side of the internet, crocheting away and making my plushies. But I just think, like, nobody owns what something is. Like, nobody owns all the cow patterns out there. You don't own cows. Nobody owns dragons. That was a huge thing recently that, like, was the same kind of issues. Nobody owns the guardian pattern, like, or idea. It's about how you as an individual are creative and create your own pattern. And yes, if you're stealing other people's patterns, you're taking parts of other people's patterns, of course, that is wrong on all accounts. But to be, like Katie explains in this video where that guardian pattern came from, she explains the, like, lengthy thought process behind that pattern. And it's so special when you hear her talk about it. She's clearly so passionate about it. It's clearly something that means a lot to her, and probably now is really tinted by all of this that's gone on, which is such a shame. And it's so clear that this was a creative process for her, and it wasn't a process of copying. So I just think, like, in the world anyway, but especially in this community, like, I think we all just need to take a breath and a step back and allow us all to exist peacefully and nicely, and think about what you're doing and the effects it has, and maybe just, you know, reach out to the person without taking it to the internet, to everyone else. I don't know. I think it's just, yeah, I just find it horrible, this whole idea of cancelling and bashing each other. And so, yeah, I just wanted to say something about it. I don't really feel like I've added much to the whole conversation as a thing, and I don't really want to be honest. Like, I don't want to really be part of that as a thing. But I kind of think, as someone in this space and in this business, I do have a job to say something. And as someone who has a platform that people see, I do think it's important that I share a little bit of what I'm thinking. So please feel free to chat about it in the comments, but please keep them respectful, keep them kind, and really think about what you're writing first. And if it is getting heated or things are being said that are unkind, I am just gonna stop that, and I will take away those comments, because I want my platform and my space and my business to be full of possibilities, positivity, full of creativity, full of kindness. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on the matter. I stopped crocheting because I think I've reached 5 rounds, but I need to check. So let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, we might have one more actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got one more around. Silly me. And then we're going to attach the safety eyes. It's looking good. You literally cannot see it in this black. There it is, its little nose. I love the coloured speckles in it. They're just randomly placed. Okay. I'll show you when it's got some eyes. Oh my goodness! I love when you give a plushie eyes. It's gorgeous. Look at that face, man. Those eyes are just beautiful. Like, they're the perfect amount of kind of silver lightness to pop on the black, but also colour to tie in. They are perfect. I am in love. Okay, I'm going to put my pieces of plastic back on. So safety eyes come with these like little plastic pieces, and it's like to protect the surface of the eye, and I keep them on, and like when I put them in, I take it off just because they can get in there and then it's a whole problem. But I then stick them back over while I'm working on the plushie until it's fully finished, just to protect them while I'm kind of slamming around with a crochet hook and scissors and needles and things. Oh my gosh. Okay, so cute. So we are moving on to, oh, wrong button. The neck and the body, I think. Yeah, I think it's like the neck. So I'm just going to keep crocheting, and I might actually see you when the main body is done. Okay guys, it is currently, I forgot to restart my timer because I paused it when Charlie came in to talk to me. Ugh. That was only a little while ago. Okay, it's currently 5:20 and we said we started about 10 to 4, so that would make it about an hour and a half, but I think I was talking to Charlie for at least 5 minutes and I paused it at one point. So let's say an hour and 15-ish. We have the dragon's body. He's kind of giving me tadpole vibes at the moment. Like, his head is bigger than his actual like body bit, and then he obviously has his tail. So that's interesting, and I'm not entirely sure how we're going to fit all the legs on here, but I love this yarn. I think it is beautiful, and I'm so excited to see him with his fur. So we actually have this much yarn left, which means I think we've actually got enough to do all his legs, hopefully. So that'll be really fun. We're going to try and make his forelegs with that. Now, in the original pattern, she does the fur spine down his back, but he has like a tail fin at the end. And I'm just like trying to decide, like, yeah, it's like, let me see if I can show you it. You see that, like, so this is the fur, obviously, and this is the tail fin. And I'm just not sure what colour I'm going to do that in, but I'm pretty sure that's one of the next steps. I mean, it doesn't have to be because I can make the parts that are going to be separate first. But I'm like, what colour am I going to do that in? I did think I could do it in fur and him have like a fur tail, but fur yarn, it's painful enough as it is. I could potentially do it in that, ooh, sorry guys, in that white colour that I was gonna that I'm gonna do the wings in. I don't know. I think we're gonna make all of the loose parts first before we do the surface crochet stuff. Next things on my list are the legs, the ears, the horns, the wings. They're the things that are like separate. So I think Charlie and I are going to quickly take my Etsy orders to the post office, and then we're going to come back, resume this and work on the legs. I think I'm going to do the legs first with the rest of this colourful yarn, black yarn. If I have enough, then I can make the ears with it. But if I don't think it will look weird if the ears are just plain black. So that's my plan. The legs are 6 around, so I think this should be more than enough. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see this little dragon finish today. I'm really excited that we're going to finish like a solid, quite like substantial sized plushie in a day. So yeah. Post office, then continuing on with the work. Okay guys, I am back from dropping off the parcels at the parcel locker. This is the first time we've used the parcel locker because we only had a couple parcels. So we'll see how that goes. So we are ready to start on the legs of this dude. It's the same black yarn, so you're still not going to be able to see what I'm doing. Also, Charlie bought me some Sour Patch, and I love Sour Patch. A little Sour Patch snack. I'm going to make the legs, and then I think I'll show you when they're done. Should we do a transition? Let's just do one of these. And they're done. I hope you enjoyed that transition. And I hope it didn't do me dirty and not do it. The feet are done. We managed to get all of them done in the same multicoloured yarn, and there is this much left, so we might be able to do both the ears. And then we would have done every single bit of it that needed to be in that yarn, which would be amazing, because I feel like I'm playing a dangerous game of yarn chicken here. Now, I do actually have two with smaller bobbles. So these two have bigger bobbles for the toes, and these two have smaller bobbles for the toes. And let me show you two together. They're supposed to have the same bobbles for all the toes, but I made the two with the little ones, and then I was like, I don't really like them, like I want bigger bobbles. So I did two, and I'm going to put the two with bigger ones as the front paws, and then the two with smaller ones on the back paws. It's not that noticeable, but it's a tiny bit, so that's what I'm going to do. I have stuffed them a little bit for some shape, but as I sew them I will stuff them a bit more. So we've got the feeties. So the last step with this yarn left is the ears. Are we going to have enough yarn, guys? I think we will, you know. But I don't know. So we've got 4 in a magic ring. I feel like I'm constantly looking at this ball of yarn like, are we gonna make it? Guys, I have just finished the 2 ears. How cute are they? This is the amount of yarn we had spare. So, can confirm, Little Will takes 1 ball of 100-gram yarn. It's about 109 yards, 100 meters. And we are left with 1 small tail. Now, that doesn't include any tails for sewing. So, like, I haven't left tails to sew the legs because I don't like sewing with chenille yarn. So I haven't. But yeah. Oh, so good. Ears are done. What's next? The horns and the wings. Horns I'm going to do in just the plain white colour that we used for the toes, and then the wings I'm going to do in the white, maybe in the white speckle. I think in the white speckle with just the plain black trim. Yeah, I've gone a bit cold. I've got a goosebumps. Maybe I need to put a jumper on. I'm going to come back with 2 horns and 2 wings. Guys, it is currently 8:20. I can hear Charlie making dinner, and I think he's nearly done. So we will be moving downstairs to do the final bits. But I have just put the tail piece on. I decided to just go for the plain white colour in the end. So the tail is on. I made the 2 wings and did the surface crochet in black, and I think they look really good. And then I made the 2 little horns. So they are all ready to be sewn on. And then the last thing after that sewing will be to surface crochet the spine. But she recommends that you use stitch markers to mark where the spine should go. And because I'm going to go downstairs, I'm actually going to do that now. And I thought it would be cute. I got these little stitch markers on Etsy. They look like little gummy bears. They're so cute. I find them a bit harder to work with because they're on a claw like a claw clasp. They're on like that kind of clasp instead of my normal kind of paperclip style stitch marker. So I just find them a little bit slower to work with at the moment while I'm still learning. So she just says basically like mark the central stitches, you know, like so that when we're crocheting we get it pretty straight, you know. So I'm just going to put a couple stitch markers just straight down the back. There we go. Just got some gummy bears to mark. Oh, kind of ASMR moment. To mark the spine positions. Okie dokie. I'm going to go eat some dinner. And then we're going to head downstairs and finish this dude off with the sewing and the spine. I'm so excited for the spine, and then it'll be done. We're going to put the spine on before we sew. Okay guys, it is time to show you the finished project. I couldn't see him properly last night in the dark lighting, so to see him now in this lighting, shut up, he's beautiful. Are you ready? Oh my gosh, look at him. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is his face. Look at that little face. So cute. Look at those eyes, guys. They're just so pretty. They just like shift between so many colours and like a really nice opal. They're beautiful. He's got his two little horns in his ears. Then we've got his four legs, which were a bit of a pain in the butt to sew on, but they're on. They probably took the longest to get on. And his little wings, which we did in the speckled white, which I think is a really nice touch just to match up. And then we've got his little tail detail. And then of course we have the rainbow fur, which is just beautiful. And it goes with his body so well. Like, this is beautiful. I'm not sure what price I will put on him when I sell him at markets and stuff, but there was a bit of like work to put in because of all the sewing, so that's going to put his price up a little bit. And obviously this is one full skein of yarn, the black. But how cute is he? Oh my god! I love him. So yeah, I don't feel like this video was as long as my mushroom guy video, probably, but we'll see. So I'm sorry if it's a shorter one. I hope you enjoyed it all the same. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not, because it does really help me, and I'm really excited about the content that we're creating this year. So I'd love for you to join me on that journey, and definitely comment down below. Comment about what I was talking about earlier, comment what whip you've been working on, comment something about Little Will, comment something, just comment. I would love to be able to meet some of you guys in the comments, to have a chat in the comments, and to just get to know you a bit more, and find out what you were up to while watching my video. But yeah, this is my finished Little Will. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!